Hey guys, welcome back to the Breakpoint with Coach C. How's everybody doing this Sunday evening? We made it back. Steve, what's up, Playboy? Let's go. Let's go. So I made it back on time. I bowled league, so I made it back in time. So that's good. And actually, all four people actually bowled. We were actually moving when it was our turn, so that was actually pretty good. I used the a ball out. I pulled a ball out of retirement today for game one, and I used the what do you call it? The Magic Gym. Actually, guys, I used the Magic Gym today. Pulled it out of retirement. I'm thinking about using it for league this fall. Um, what's up, Too Tall? I did. I used it today. Game one would have been really good. Unfortunately, my timing was off a little bit, which I had to make some adjustments to. So it's odd. I missed some spares, which I don't normally do. These spares I missed. I missed a 3 pin. No, sorry, I missed a 9 pin and something else. I don't know. But then I got it together. Game two, I decided to jump off a bridge because I'm testing balls for the fall. So I pulled out the Brunswick Fallout. It's not bad. But the problem with the Fallout, just like in the videos, I don't know if you guys had a chance to watch it yet, but that ball, the last like 10 feet, it really goes. I mean, when it gets off the wet to the dry, it really turns the corner. And with that ball, making adjustments with it, you have to make big jumps. Like there's like I was playing 15 to 5, and the jump I actually had to make was I had to actually move 10. You know what I'm saying? So I was lined up at 35 playing 20, 21 or 22 to 5 with that ball because that back end is just insane. So what I did is game three, I was like, you know what? I'm done working this hard. I know what ball I could have used to start with, which was the Venom Shock. So I went with the Venom Shock for game three and went 258. So if that don't tell you, and it's funny because with the Venom Shock, I was able to move back um about 10 to 12. So I was able to play 15 to 6, 7, 8 to end it. And like I said, I went 259. So Venom Shock it is, right? Took the rig out on the lanes today. Everyone wanted to know where I got it from. You should have some orders coming soon. My name is, I'm hoping so. I do got some orders that I'm filling right now. I know they're going to start piling in once people start using them and people see them and understand what they do, especially with the remote. You got to want it. So how's everybody doing? My name is Steve, Too Tall, my guys. I hope everybody's doing good. So check this out, right? So the question of the day, we're gonna ask this question, and then we're gonna pin it. How do you know what ball you should throw when you get the lead? How do you make that determination? Now, easy question. We're gonna start this off right. So, how do you know what ball? And then once you know what, do you force the ball that you pick? Yeah, of course, for a friend. No, this one I'm not asking for a friend. This is a question I'm asking to my friends. You see how that works, Steve? I'm not asking for a friend. I'm asking my friends. Okay, fine, for my other friends. So again, my question is, how do you know what ball to start with? And do you try to make the ball that you start with work? Anybody? Anybody at all? Because here's the reality, right? The reason why I'm asking this is because it's very important business. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll go in with a predetermined mindset that this is the ball I'm going to use. Now, if anybody would like to pop in and have this conversation with me, feel more than free. The chat is open. If nobody likes to pop in, that's fine. Also, while you guys are answering the question, make sure you are connected to the Discord. The Discord is very important. Why, you ask? Because the Discord, why it's so important is because we have the ball bidding war in the Discord. I'm going to post a link to that right now. So if you're in business for a bowling ball, I have a bidding thing on Discord. Here's the link right here. That bidding war, what that does is that allows you to bid at a low price. Now, the balls are not plugged. They're balls that I did ball reviews with. They're not plugged. Now, if you would like me to plug it, it will cost you a little extra, and that can be done. However, I don't want to spend the time to plug them. And the pro shop, I just talked to them. They said they will plug anything that you guys want. They'll even drill it if you have your numbers, but it will cost you for them to do so. I'm just trying to make it easy on you guys. So here's my reality. If say you buy a Vengeance, which is a $180 ball, you buy it for $25 from me, yes, you'll get it plugged for $20 or whatever your pro shop does it for and gets it re-drilled. But look at how much money you're saving. That's why I'm doing it, because it adds value to you. Okay, so now to my question, let's go back to this. The one I have the most confidence in, no matter what. Okay, so that's the ball you start with, the one you have the most confidence with, Steve. Okay, how you doing, Paul? I ain't see you sneak in here, brother. I know which one I start with, but during practice, I may change depending on the lanes that night. Okay, now I like that. So, Paul, what are you looking for that would make you change bowling balls? If you start all the way right, are you looking for how it reads? If it does not read and if it doesn't get you to the pocket when you're angling, is that when you change? Or are you looking to play a certain area on the lane? Are you looking to be a certain part? Because if you're looking to do any of that, then I understand the change. But sometimes the ball do things that we don't anticipate it, or the lanes are just different that day due to cold or heat or whatever. What's going on, Josh? How you doing, brother? I hope you don't want me called Josh, or do you like being called Joshua? I would respect that. Again, the chat is open. I did put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to pop in, you can. Let's see. Too tall. I tried to do like you said on Friday and start warm-ups with the benchmark. Then I go from there. Now, that is absolutely the smartest thing you could ever do. Too tall. I like that idea. See, for me, my benchmark would have been the Venom Shock. I could have based everything off that Venom Shock. I probably could have shot 800 or pretty close to it if I would have started with the Venom Shock, and it would have told me which way I needed to go. But I had an idea of what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. Phase 2 is my benchmark. From there, I use the concept until it doesn't work. I try to make it work. Then I go to the attention star, and then maybe the concept work. Okay, so my name is, it seems like you're giving away a lot of pins, bro. So, yeah, it looks like you're giving away pins. You're starting with the phase 2. From there, you go concept to attention star back to concept. That's a lot of pins. How the ball is reading the lanes and how is it going through the pins. Okay, that's fair. Now, Paul, do you start with your benchmark to figure out if you need to go up, down, or you're good? Or do you just be like, nah, I am max today, or nah, I'm going with the tank today. Nah, I'm going with whatever. You know what I'm saying? On Fridays, I do feel like I tried to force the rafter in game 1 instead of moving down to the shock. Wanted to see if it stayed in the rafter or moved left would work, which it did not. So, what's up, Revs? How you doing, brother? You better thank all these people, Revs. Hey, Revs, since you at home laying on the couch, you can jump in the live if you want. So check this out, Too Tall. The reason why starting with the benchmark is so good to do is because the benchmark would have told you if the rafter was the right ball. You could have threw the first shot at practice up the gutter, just relaxing. And actually, I recommend throwing your spare ball the first shot anyway, to get your arm a little loose. And then your second shot, you throw it up the gutter and watch what the benchmark does. From there, you make an adjustment, see if you can get it to the pocket. If, say, you move inside a little bit and you're trying to play, say, 12 to 7, and it doesn't get you to the pocket, well, then I would probably go up a ball. Once you do that, The rafter will tell you everything you need to know. That's why the benchmark's so important. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't practice what I preach all the time either. Like today, I walked in, I knew ball one, game one, I was going to throw the Magic Gym. Didn't have any reservations about it. The only problem I had is I didn't spare sheet very well. Game two, I knew no matter what I was going to do, I was going to throw the fallout. I had to because I'm checking bowling balls for the fall. Remember, guys, I'm going to be throwing the same bag for the whole season this year. I'm not going to change the bag. And if I do take something out, then I got to give it to one of you. It's a house shot. To me, it's the ball I know that handles the fresh. I may change game two, but game three, especially if people are in my line, it's changing time, oil is moving. Okay, that makes sense. So, Steve, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, here's what's crazy for me, Steven. Sometimes with other bowlers, sometimes if you have a big rep rate, there is nobody on your line. Now, for me, I got Drew and Tayshawn, so that makes it more interesting, right? But even still, I mean, Drew is at 18 mile an hour. Tayshawn is bending a little more than I want to, but sometimes I got to go get it. Start with the benchmark ball so I can see if I need something weaker or stronger. Now, that's a plus, always a plus. So it depends on the house. One house I start with the black hole, and the other one I start with the bionic. Okay, that's fair. Now, here's a question, Steve. Are the black hole and the bionic, would you consider them your benchmark balls? Too much pain to hold an in-depth conversation about how good swag is. Revs, I'm glad you didn't jump in because I'd have kicked you out with that one. Boop. No more talking about swag for you. Do you throw your spare ball at the pocket or start with the 10 pin? I throw it at the pocket. Literally, I throw it at the pocket. Two reasons. One, I'm trying to get loose. So actually, I'm not gonna lie. I throw my first two shots, one on each lane, with my spare ball, and I throw it at the pocket. I'm throwing number one to get loose, and number two trying to take a little oil down. Always. Sometimes I'll throw the first, depending on the league. Like today, I threw my spare ball the first four shots, two on this one and two on that, two on the left, two on the right. When it's doubles. If it's team, because you're getting limited, well, in my league, you get 15 minutes, so it ain't limited. So I'll tend to throw 1-2. I'll throw 1-2 spare ball. And then I'll throw my spare ball at the 10-10, and then my strike ball as my second ball. Hey, send you a message on Discord so you can call or text me. Rebs, nobody want to call or text you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Always talk to you, Rebs. You know you my guy. I'll take the ball with 360 on it to throw down the right side if he's. Oh, Josh, that's crazy work. Hey, you know what? Next time I have a lefty, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw all my shots down the left-hand side with 180 grit on it and mess with the lefties. That's a great idea, man. I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to do that one. I'm messing with you now. All right, how many games is that? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure something out. All right. Got it done. Honestly, no. My benchmark ball is the evil eye. I know if game two lane transitions really quick, I go to it on two houses. Game three, it can still handle the burn, and I just move. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Larry, Mr. Larry in the building. What's up, fam? How everybody doing? I throw my asymmetrical ball, the criterion, in practice to see if I need the ball up or down. Isn't the criterion a strong surface, a strong cover on that ball? Only when I don't like someone. Yeah, you can't like somebody, Josh, if you're gonna do that one. That's some nasty work. Matter of fact, I'm so disappointed that I didn't think of doing that myself. I'm just saying. Yeah, he'll hit you back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. When I'm bowling with too tall, I'm gonna have to throw a 180 down there like 4 times in practice. Dude, that's nasty work. I'm surprised I didn't think of that myself. So I got news. AB got eliminated in the final round. So she just missed match play at junior gold. So give her a round of applause because at least she almost made it. She was right there. So she finished 23rd overall out of 385 people. So not bad, AB. And the girl Leah that's been on the channel before, she made match play and she finished in, I want to say, 10th or something like that. So congratulations to Leah. Also, those two are going to go a long, long, long way. The evil eye doesn't like fresh. I can throw it on a fresh, but it can be inconsistent. That's what Boog did in the finals against Marshall Kent, but didn't go away, but didn't go his way. That's nasty work. What does it mean when they say break down a house shot in the right way? Yeah, my name is listen. If you got to break down a house shot, you are in trouble already. I mean, why do you need to break down a shot that's already dry on the outside? That doesn't make any sense. You could break down a sports shot, absolutely. But breaking down a house shot the right way, there is no right way. There's dry on the outside, oil in the middle. It's pretty self explanatory. Now, what I can tell you is the next time some idiot says that, you be like, can you explain that to me? Can you elaborate just a little bit? Because it doesn't make any sense. How do you break down something the proper way that's already got? I don't know. Rev said my evil eye comes back on the fresh. Went down and in. Yeah, because it's down and in. That's because, hey, Revs, watching you bowl in your rev rate, your name and your rev rate is like an oxymoron. You know that, right? I'm just saying. But being on the left side, you can get away with it. See, now Joshua has a nice big rev rate. And he's on the left. You know what? My rev rate ain't bad on the left either. Maybe they should call me Rev's uncle on the left. It is. Rev wrong-handed, use bumpers, and the dragon ramp don't count. Simon messed up people's shot all the time. Yeah, why wouldn't you? I would. If you can do, if I was Simon, I would warm up with 100 grit and bust the lanes up, and then I'll throw the ball back up because Simon can do it. I would do that. Every time I see EJ, I'd have them lanes messed up from 15 to the gutter. They'd be jacked up. I'm trying to, and then I'm just go back up. No, I'm not trying to give people no ideas, but I'm just saying. Hey Revs, we should just call you. You know what? When you go to nationals with us, Revs, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put knuckleball Revs on your shirt. Knuckleball Revs on your shirt. Knuckleball on the left. That's it. Knuckleballs on the left. Yeah, because Simon can play parts of the lane that no one else can. Simon can, yeah. Well, no, there's some other guys like Ethan Flores and want to say Jones. Is it Ethan Jones or Nathan Jones? I think it's Ethan Jones. He can do it too. There's some guys that are really versatile. And there's this other guy that I don't know if y'all have seen him before or not, but I'm gonna tell you about this guy. This guy has got the most insane game rev rate, averaging over 500. He's out of Indiana. And I know that a lot of you never heard of him. His name is EJ Tackett. Simon better Figure out how to play Simo game instead of trying to mess with EJ. I'm gonna tell you right now, EJ ain't no joke. That boy can do things that he's spinning it like my favorite CD, baby. So again, EJ, that guy from Indiana, You notice I didn't say he was from Ohio. Now did I? Nope. Mm-mm. Then again, he ain't from Pennsylvania either. So listen. All right, let me drop the link one more time and then. Hey Joshua, I was gonna post your videos that you dropped, but I didn't get a chance to look at them. I didn't get a chance to really look at them yet, but I was gonna post them on YouTube. And the caption was gonna read, "Revs, this is how the left-hander's supposed to look." Revs, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why I feel like picking on you today. Yo, hey Joshua, you know what, man? You and Revs look like y'all could be brothers. Neither one of y'all post y'all shots for nothing. Heck yeah, y'all look like y'all brothers. Y'all twinning. Neither one of y'all can post a shot. Yeah, if you would like to, that's fine. I am gonna post it with caption. Look like Revs. Can't post a shot. Okay. Okay, Revs. I see what you just did there. Beating up on the disability. Listen, Revs, you act like I wasn't beating up on you about this before you got yourself injured. Tell me I'm wrong. Come on now. Everybody, tell me I'm wrong. Good. I'll wait. I'm just asking for a friend. Somebody tell me that I'm wrong. Somebody say, Coach C, you were not picking on Revs before he got injured. Good. I'll wait. And it's not even picking on you. Is it picking on you if I'm telling you the truth? I just want you to be better. I mean, in one of these shots, Joshua ended up on lane 1 and he was on lane 26. Yo, do you guys see this that I'm highlighting up there? Do y'all see this? Where Rev says, yes, I have a slight timing issue. Do you guys see that? He said a slight timing issue. A slight timing issue means that you'd fall off your shot maybe 20%. Revs falls off his shot 99.8%. Okay. He didn't say how many revs, just some revs on the left. That's true. He should have said almost no revs on the left. I need to work on posting my shot. When I'm bowling good, I post them. Well, Joshua, I'm going to tell you a secret. When you're rolling good, that means your timing is good. When you're rolling bad, I'm going to go on a limb and say your timing probably bad because your timing is the reason why you cannot post your shots. And look, here's the reality. I'm sitting here right now watching you. Mm-mm. 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 Hey, do you know how Revs really hurt itself? Hey, Revs, I hope you don't mind me telling these people how you really hurt yourself. Revs was trying to be Superman flying through the air and he could not stick the landing. That's what happened. I have video proof on TikTok. I do. I got video proof on TikTok that I'm not lying. Revs, I am not lying, guys. I got video footage that Revs was flying like Superman and he couldn't stick the landing, and that's how he got hurt. Now, he could tell the truth and save the embarrassment, or I can go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay? Cause yeah, You want me to show them Revs? I can show them. I can show them how Revs really hurt himself. Y'all see this? This is wait right there. This is Revs. This how he hurt himself. He didn't stick the landing, guys. That's what happened to our boy Revs. That's what happened to him. He didn't stick the landing, and he jacked himself up. That's it right there. That's what happened to Revs. See, Revs talking about car crash. Car crash, my no, it wasn't. Revs could not stick the landing and jacked himself up. That's what happened to Revs. I saw that too. Funny. With bad timing, I averaged 213. So I get my timing down. No. Joshua, you get your timing down. It shouldn't go up. It'll absolutely exponentially go up. Fact. And you know what else it'll do, Joshua? It'll help you with your spare shooting, because when your timing's bad, the inconsistency into the line, that balance and stability, that's what happens. So going up from a 213 is just spare percentage. If you pick up one more spare per series, then now all of a sudden you're at 223. You see what I'm saying? If you pick up another two per series, now you're in the 230 range. You see what I'm saying? It's all about numbers, percentages. Just own it. That's what I'm telling my guy Ryan. Just come out and own it. He's a high speed, low rev. Not everyone shoots. He can relate to a 500 rev rate. No, that's facts. I give you all the cracks in the world. Everybody, if you haven't watched the link that Rev just dropped, you got to watch it. That's what I just showed you. Everybody, that's how he hurt himself. So when Revs be like, well, I was in a car accident. Nah, bro. He tried to Superman off the building, couldn't stick the landing, and now look at him laid up because his back hurt. Yes. Ball being drilled right. So, yes, ball being drilled right is so important. And you know what's funny? Okay, so this brings us to a segue. We're going to segment into something. So JR took a lot of slack. Do you guys remember that last year where JR took all the slack when he was like, layouts don't matter? Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that when JR was like, hey guys, layouts don't matter? And everybody tried to chew him up. And he was like, well, if you're on a house shot, layouts just don't matter. Now, listen, am I a believer in that? No. I know that surface matters, sure. The cover is really, really important, especially on a house shot. Facts. However, if the ball is drilled wrong with the wrong PAP and wrong layout, then it's going to give you issues. You're not going to get the performance out of that ball that you are looking for. You understand what I'm saying? So the reality is layouts do matter. Your PAP do matter. Your axis, tilt, and rotation, all those things do matter. Now, I know a lot of people be like, oh, well, that doesn't matter, especially pro shop operators. And the reason why they say that is because, number one, they don't know how to do it. And number two, they act like they ain't got time to do it. They'll rather sitting there on a stool, on their telephone, looking at TikTok, than do the job that they're getting paid to do. That's the reality. People are so lazy in today's world. So lazy that they will do your stuff wrong and get mad at you because you saying something about it. Pro shop operators are almost like your parents. Do as I say, not as I do. I get the heck out of here. They see, pro shop operators are under the impression that they're Mr. All. No. See, here's the problem. You're paying for a service and you want that correct service, like Joshua. Joshua paid to get that stuff done, right? He paid a pro shop. Not only did he pay for the equipment, but he also paid for the drill, right? So you're telling me that this pro shop operator is so indignant of himself that he's like, hey, I can't be wrong. Are you kidding me right now? So here's another perspective. Imagine how many people that were in Joshua's situation that don't have a coach C or a Steve or somebody to help him. And then that person quits bowling and he just walks away because why? He can't bowl. It's not because of him, though. It's because some ignorant guy in the pro shop decided to dictate what he should and shouldn't do. That's like the pro shop operator where you go in to buy a new ball. And you know what he does? He looks at you and he says, hey, do you have another ball with you? You say, yeah. He looks at the other ball, says, hey, why don't you come back in 2 days? Or come back tomorrow. I'll have it ready for you. He doesn't check your span. He doesn't check your PAP. He doesn't check your pitches. He doesn't check anything to know if that stuff is correct. He doesn't do anything. But this is the guy that will tell you that he knows what he's doing. Are you kidding me right now? Clickbait. Yep. Not true. My Venom Shock hooked less than my spare ball before Steve Dude fixed it. No, it is a fact. Yeah. They want to mess up so that you think the ball sucks and buy another one. No, that's not why. That's not it, Joshua. That's not indicative of the truth. The guy in a pro shop didn't mess it up so you can buy another one. He messed it up because he just flat out didn't care or didn't care and don't know what he's doing. That's a fact. Remember, you got to remember something. The guy in a pro shop, if they don't have a certificate, okay, here's what I want from you guys. And I'm just saying it for a friend. Go to your local pro shop and go and see if you can see on the wall his certification, his pro shop certification. When I graduated from Kegel, they gave me a plaque. I got a pro shop certification from Kegel. I got paperwork to certify me. See if they got it. Or see if somebody showed them how to do something. Because there's a distinct difference between you taking the opportunity and time to go get that, or somebody just saying, hey, you know what? You put a hole like this. Because here's why I say that. Joshua, can you imagine the guy that drilled your Venom Shock teaching somebody else how to drill a bowling ball? Can you imagine that, Joshua? And I'm just asking for a friend. Joshua, this is a question just for you. Can you imagine the guy that drilled your Venom Shock training somebody else to drill a bowling ball? Oh no. That's Joshua's answers. Oh no. But unfortunately, that's what happens more often than it isn't. Yeah, that's facts. Just ask PHO. That's exactly the situation he's in with the lazy PS. Yeah, that's it. LOL, Steve, that's facts. They will be talking about that for a while, probably. Wait, I missed that over. I'm sorry. Joshua, I was there today. 10.5-inch pin will never work. Joe was still ranting about that. I bet it will. I bet he will. So, okay, so listen to this, right? So there is a distinct difference between drilling for a two-hander and a one-hander. Now, I know some pro shop operators tell you, no, it ain't that big a deal. Well, it kind of is. Now, is it tricky? Sure. Is it a little complicated? Sure. But it's manageable. Listen, you know what it's like. What's up, PHO? You know what it's like. It's like police arresting a guy. And they say, hey, we know that you killed that person because your fingerprints is on the knife. But they never took your fingerprints. So wait, how do you know that I did it if you don't have my fingerprints? Oh, we're just guessing. It's a guesstimation. They have to be yours. Well, why do they have to be mine? Out of all the things, why mine? That's what it's like when a pro shop says, here, we'll just drill you, come back. We're drilling you 5 and 1 up. Like, who are you drilling that for? Is that for you? Is that for your girl? Is that for your girl's girl? I mean, what am I missing here? And I know there's some people that'll pop in and be like, Coach C's on a rant tonight. No, I'm not. I'm trying to get y'all to understand the value. the value of what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? What's up, y'all? Driving away from around, but being in since it started. But that's what I'm talking about. Yes, it's all true. What's going on, Red? Listen, here's the reality though. As the consumer, if you don't speak up for you, ain't nobody else gonna do it. What's up, Scott? How you doing? I know my operator be cutting corners. See, that's a bad thing. That's a bad. Listen and check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna school y'all. I'm gonna hit y'all with some real knowledge. Y'all ready for this? Here's some real knowledge. I'm gonna hit y'all with this. So there's a lot of pro shop operators that'll tell you, "Oh, I make sure that the guys that are on that level up here, they're always right." Well, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Helping that guy that's down here averaging that 120 is just as important as helping that guy up there at 210. Because if you take the time to help that 220 guy, he becomes that 219 guy. You know what I'm saying? If you take the time, you know, that's like a guy comes into the pro shop and he has 6 bowling balls. And he's like, man, none of these balls work. I need a new ball. Most of these idiots in a pro shop would just sell them new balls. Well, the reality is whatever happened to asking questions, probing questions, to try to get the understanding. Like, for example, hey, bud, okay, I understand you need new balls. Or the guy walks in the pro shop says, hey, can you sell all these? I'm done bowling. Instead of asking probing questions, they just leave it alone. Why not say, hey, how about this? I get that you're a little frustrated. Let's go out. Let's go out on lanes. Let's go see what's going on. Hey, when's the last time you touched these balls with a little bit of surface? What's that? What surface? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. You see where I'm going with this? Instead of doing the little things, how long does it take you to go out and watch a guy? How hard is it for you to ask him, when's the last time you put a little surface on a ball? You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is when someone comes into the pro shop, that's like this. There's this guy that I bowl with, and we're not friends, but I happen to go in the pro shop to drop some equipment off the chuck. And yes, I can drill all my own stuff. I don't have time. He was in a pro shop and he was like, man, look, I need this ball, this ball, this ball. And I'm like, what's wrong with the balls you got? None of them hook no more. I said, when's the last time you put surface on them? Now, mind you, these bowling balls he's been using at 4 years old. I said, when's the last time you put surface on them? He's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, when's the last time you put surface on them? He was like, I'm sorry. What do you mean? And I seen him getting agitated. I'm like, hold on, wait, let's back up. I'm not trying to trip you up. Surface. I pulled out a pad out of my backpack and I said, these are Avalon pads. Okay. What these do is these, and then I put a bowler's mark and I showed him, like, this is your ball. This is the surface that it came at. Have you ever touched it? He was like, no, only thing I do is spray it. So what I did is Chris, that comes in here from our pro shop, he has the ball scanner from Creating a Difference. So I scanned it for him, and the ball scanner read it stable, which is 4,700 or 5,000, something like that. It read, and all of them did. So what I did is I took 10 minutes out of my day, and I showed him how to touch surface. I seen him a week later, and he shot 725 and then 750, and he was like, "Yo, I almost bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I never needed it." He's like, "But nobody ever told me about surface." Now he'd been bowling for all these years, and nobody ever told him. So he's been, and like he told me, he had been buying 6, 7, 8 balls a year because at some point they stopped hooking. But the reality wasn't that they weren't hooking. The reality is he wasn't getting the peak performance out of them because nobody told him. See where I'm going with this? Well, the operator at my house. Right now, PAP is something close to 5 and 7/8 over, 1 3/4 up, 1 3/8 up. As a two-handed righty. Okay. Now, let me ask you this, PHO. When you're getting your PAP, when your ball rolls that first 10 feet, that tape's not moving, right? It's just solid, steady. Watch this. This is going to create problems. I can tell you now. But I go somewhere else to get my numbers. Hey, too tall. Now, I know you better know how to do a PAP because I sent you all the information to how to do that. So if you don't know, I'm gonna have to cut you. I feel most operators cut corners. I have to drive 45 minutes to get done right when I have like 4 or 5 pro shops within 15, 20 minutes of me. See, that's bad business right there, bro. We gonna get you right, PHO. I printed up the same. I'm gonna print up a ball spinner as we can get the PAP this Wednesday or next. Then go to actual layout off the arsenal and fix those 10.5 pins. Yeah, you better fix those pins. Oh Lord. Now too tall again. Okay, good. And if you listen, when you take PHO out, too tall. If you have any questions, you pick up the phone and you call me. No matter what time it is, I'm fine. Welly, what up, Playboy? Just saying what's up. Been packing for a move. Okay, moving is not bad. Ooh, guys, speaking of that, so I'm just letting y'all know, I am going on a vacation, family vacation in August. So ball reviews in August might be a bit shaky. So the balls that's dropping in August, I should hopefully have them done this week or the next week. And then for the balls that's coming out in September, they're going to be a little rocky because, again, I'm going on vacation. Here's the thing. I may even be live while I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? I really may. But I'm going on vacation nevertheless, so I won't have access to the bowling balls. Or recommend 3,000 on the Venom Shock to blend the lane. Better to keep it at 4,000. I don't recommend either or. I recommend that you put on what you need to at that moment. I think 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, even 4,000 is going to blend the lane. Even 5,000 can blend the lane, Joshua, just letting you know. The difference is the Venom Shock with that weaker cover, it's, unless you put polish on it, it's going to blend the lane. It's not going to jerk very much. The surface, what that does is tells you where it's going to read. That's the difference, Joshua. So 1,000 is going to read earlier than 2. 2 is going to read earlier than 3. 3 is going to read earlier than 4. That's what that is. Would it be beneficial to get a ball scanner? No. No. My name is no. Why spend $300 on a ball scanner when you don't really need it? I mean, Chris has one. I could use it whenever I want to, but I never do because I don't need it. I don't care what it's at because I clean my equipment and touch it every time I use it with a pad. So I do, coach. Gonna do it how Kegel says. And that's it's gonna be easy. Now, if you want axis tilt and axis rotation, too tall, I got easy ways to do that. Quick. And you can do it with a camera. Easy, quick. So when he's getting his PAP, you can take a picture of the ball on the lanes, and I'll show you how to do. Walk you how to do that too. Hey, too tall. Do you want to drill a ball for me? Look, too tall drilling everything. This dude turning into Compton's finest. No, I'm kidding. LA's finest. Yes. Stay at the same spot for most of my rolls, Coach C. Okay. Yeah, y'all know I got y'all. Anything y'all need, I got you. No matter what you do, the lanes make your ball go to 4,700. It's just a fact. The ball scanner is not needed. You just clean the balls every once in a while and put it on the spinner to resurface it. So here's the reality, right? And this is what I'm gonna tell you based on what Steve just said, because Steve is 100% accurate. So here's the reality. Hope you guys are ready. 6 frames, 6 throws, six frames, 6 first balls, and your ball is at stable. The reason why your ball performance doesn't drop off is because the lanes have also broken down in those 6 frames, plus everybody else is throwing on them too. That's the reality, right? Now, here's the reality. So if you clean off your ball, say you're throwing the Venom Shock, say Steve's throwing the Venom Shock. I don't even think he liked that ball, but say Steve's throwing the Venom Shock, and Steve throws it tonight, and Steve shoots 790. Okay. If Steve comes out tomorrow to Bowl League and all he did was spray his ball and clean it off, his ball is going to be at stable. So is it going to read the lane like it did yesterday when it was at 2000? Absolutely not. Not even close. Nope. Now, if Steve wanted to get the same behaviors from that ball that he got the day before, how would he do that? By touching it with 2000, then spraying and cleaning it off. That would be how Steve would make that happen. Now, I'm giving you the information. If you so choose to accept this mission, that is up to you. But that's how you get that done. Or else I can send you the ball to Too Tall if you want to drill it for you. Look how nice Steve is. Rebs, you don't have to ask me twice. Whatever you need, fam. See, that's what I like to hear, man. Y'all helping each other. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, Rebs, you can have Too Tall plug that ball for you too while you're at it. Ask Too Tall to plug it for you. Because listen, I don't want to have to listen. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm trying to get y'all these balls the way they are. I'm blessing y'all already because most of these balls are expensive that we're about to be dropping, like the Alpha Crux and the Vengeance and the Vengeance Returns and all these balls. So yeah, they only got 1 or 2 or 3 games on them. So yeah, I'm blessing y'all with them. But y'all got to get them plugged on your own. Now, if you don't want to pay to get it replugged on your own, and you want to pay me to take it to and you want to pay the pro shop up here to do that, you can. You can even send your information, your sheet, and it can even be drilled for you. But it's going to cost you though. I mean, I'm not taking care of all of that. Sorry. Too Tall, straight out of Compton. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's catchy, ain't it? Too Tall, straight out of Compton. I'm drilling a Vengeance for one of my teammates right now. Vengeance ain't bad. Text me later. We can talk about it. That is why I have my own ball spinner. Yep. So listen, Steve, this is going to be funny, right? I have a ball spinner. It's in a box. I haven't even taken it out yet. I touch it by hand because I know what I'm getting. And I've touched my pads by hand so much that I'll check with Chris's scanner just to see how good I am. And believe it or not, I'm actually really good. Now, in certain spots on the ball is different than other spots, but But it can also be different with a ball spinner too, depending on how much pressure you're putting on different sides. And if you do have a ball spinner at home, I want you guys to make sure that you are putting surface on all 4 sides of the bowling ball. Go ahead. Somebody ask, what do you mean all 4 sides? That's right. A bowling ball has 4 sides. What is better to use for spare shooting, a plastic ball or a urethane ball? Because urethane, well, it depends. Let's be honest here. If you're going to bowl in open championships, you better get a plastic ball because urethane ain't legal. Unless it's a 78. But me personally, I'm throwing plastic. Why? Because plastic don't hook. If you're bowling on wolf or cheetah, a urethane tends to sail on you. It can't hook. A plastic ball, a real spare ball, not a white dot, but a real spare ball, it ain't gonna hook. What's the ball? My color matching still a work in progress. I'm an engineer, not an artist. That's too funny. The ball that he won was, I have no idea what ball they got. They got a ball for him. I just don't remember what it was. So the transformer wasn't. Oh, the gremlin. So it's dark blue, dark gray, dark something. I don't know. So the gremlin shouldn't be hard to match because it's really dark. I will soon get an ultrasonic cleaner. Just went off. What is that, Steve? I don't know what that is. That's it. That sounds interesting. Let me look. Ultrasonic cleaner. Can you get one big enough for bowling balls? Oh, I got it. That's to pull all the oil out the ball. That's what that. Man, I don't need one of them. I don't throw a ball long enough to get enough oil in it. Look, Rev's got a ball spinner, but he can't post a shot. Ain't that funny? My garage pro shop is so hood, but it gets the job done. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with it. One of these days, I'm coming in. I'm gonna come check it out. Would it be possible to show how to add surface by hand? Just trying to get the most out of my pads if I do start buying them. You know what? Yeah, the next live we'll do a little demonstration. How about that? It's really easy. All you got to do is wet the pad. So I got some stuff though. Like I got a Velcro thing that my pads stick to, so they're not in my hand. And then, but yeah, I can show you guys. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all, man. So the next live, somebody send me a reminder. I'll show you guys how I do it anyway. And there's no right or wrong way. Whoa. There is no right or wrong way. 10 up and down rotation. Do it again. I go to bowling.com for proper sequence to put surface on it. I went to Kegel to learn how to put surface on it. That's where I learned how to do ball spinning and all that stuff too. Do you have any thoughts on Storm Next Factor ball? It's on closeout right now, and I was thinking about maybe getting it. That's funny because one of the balls over there on this list of things that are going on bid is a Next. I like it. It's just too. If it was a multicolor ball, I would keep it for the rest of my life. But it's too dark, and I have trouble reading it. But that's one of the balls coming up for bid. But it is really good though, Joshua. It's really good. Jayhawk sell one for 150. Yes, you can get one big enough for a bowling ball. Yeah, I seen that right here. Yeah, 159. Yep. But I don't need one though. I'm not. Nah. But would do it if I wasn't doing ball reviews, it'd probably be beneficial. But being that I do ball reviews, Steve, I don't have bowling balls long enough that they become detrimental or that I need to pull the oil out of. But then again, if I'm gonna keep a single bag for a whole season, maybe I might need to, but probably not. PHO, you seen me surface a bowling ball at Sports Shot League. I might have only surfaced 3 sides, but I'll show you next time we bowl. Yeah, no, always do 4 sides, please. Now, this is interesting and a fun fact. You ready? Oh, Jayhawk sells them 1,500. Oh, for 15. Oh, wow. So check this out. That's a lot of money. So check this out. This is a fun. What was I getting ready to say? This is a fun fact. Y'all ready? So when servicing a bowling ball, you used to be able to just put surface on the track of that said bowling ball. Did y'all know that? But that was banned by USBC, so you can no longer just put surface on the on the on the track. Now you have to do the whole ball. But a bowling ball has 4 sides. You have where the fingers are, that's one side. The opposite side of the fingers, that's one side. And then right and the left of your fingers is the other two sides. So yes, even though it's round, it still has four sides. So make sure you're servicing all four sides if you want the performance to be good. Now, I also want you guys to understand the difference between a track and the oil that comes back on your bowling ball when it's coming through the when it's coming back to the ball return. The individual lines is your track. The block of oil, that blotch that you tend to get from the belt, that's not it. Coach, what pads do you recommend? Just Avalon pads that you can get off of Amazon. I get the pads off Amazon. I think they're $13, and I get um 360 all the way up to 5,000. I mean, you can get the creating the difference. My boy Chris, he lives for those. But for me, pad is a pad, man. The red Avalon pads off Amazon. We used to call engineers in the army as glorified diggers. That's funny. I don't sell those, Steve. That's my nickname. Jayhawk. LOL. No, Coach Jayhawk sells. Yeah, that's a lot. LOL. I want to be good. Wait. LOL. If you want to be good or want it to be legal. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, for those lazy people, I can see just touching the surface with just your, like if you're practicing and you just want to practice and see what the different pads do, then you can just do the track of the bowling ball. But for me, I just want you guys to make sure that you're not getting yourselves in trouble. So you definitely want to service all four sides. Now, just asking for a friend. Do you guys know what it means? The track means. Do you guys know what that actually is? The track of the bowling ball. Do you know? You guys really know what that is? I'm just asking for a friend. I want to make sure that everybody knows what the track is. So if people are watching this who are not regulars, they can understand that they can come and get information, vital information as to where they're learning. Because again, other channels, you're not getting this information. I don't know why they don't. And maybe they're not educated in the bowling sphere enough to do it. But do you know where it is? Where the ball rolls in the lane. That is correct. Good job, Steve. Now, here's the reality. Your track is the only part of the ball that actually ever no. See, Scott, that's where you're wrong, Scott. See, that is the thing that people say. Right there, Scott. That's the thing that people say, but doesn't tell you any information. That's like saying my ideas always work sometime. That's the reality right there. That a lot of people in a misconception, a lot of people, that's the flare lines. That doesn't mean anything. No. What that tells, what that is that's the only part of the bowling ball that actually touches the lane. That's it. Those lines of oil that you see, whether they're really tight together or really wide apart, depending on your layout, that's the only part of your bowling ball that actually really touches the lane. So if your flare lines is only this big on your ball, that's the only part of your ball that touched the lane. That's it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. That's what that is. That's it. Now, to Scott's point, the flare, if it's only 3 inches or if it's 6 inches, that's telling you how much it's hooking. Sure, that's telling you how much it's hooking. That's considered a flare, sure. But the reality is that's the only part of the ball touching the lane. Now, if your flare lines are like this, then a very little part of the ball is touching the lane, right? You get it? Now, if it's 6 inches, then 6 inches worth of the ball is touching the lane. That means it's reading all those different parts of the lane, right? That's what that means. That's what's so important. That's it. That's the ball's characteristics of behavior. See, a lot of times when you ask people that question, they have no idea and they say, oh, that's just flare lines. But what does that actually really mean? I don't know. If I would have said, Scott, what does that mean to you? What would you have just be honest with me, Scott? What would have been your answer if Scott, if I would have asked you right now to be 100% transparent with me, and I say, Scott, what would that mean to you? You said flare line track, right? What would that mean to you? Can you give me clarity on that, please? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not trying to put you under the bus. I'm just curious because your perspective is probably the same perspective a lot of other people have. But because they don't get the general information, they never know. But right now, we're educating. We're trying to make sure that everybody understands. What's going on, my boy Keon in the building? What's cracker lagging, baby? I would have said flare lines flow was the track. What is okay? Can you elaborate a little more, Scott? What would that mean? You good, coach? I'm here to learn. Okay, cool. So what would that mean? I'm just asking for a friend. I got the friends with me. You know, because believe it or not, Scott, I'm betting with all the people that are in the chat currently, more than just you have the same perspective. I'm gonna go on and gamble and say probably 70% have your perspective. Hard to explain through text. Okay, well, I mean, here, I'll drop the link. You can come in here and tell me. Here, there's a link. You jump in and say it. If it's too hard to text it, you can jump in and say it. I thought the flare line was how much your ball is rotating. See, you see where I'm at, Scott? Keon is that's my dog right there, and you see a lot of people have a misconception of the accurate information. Keon, the reality is your flare lines are showing you the amount of your ball touching the ground, and it's actually how much of your ball is touching the ground. That's what your flare lines really are. Now, the more of your ball that touches the ground, the more it's going to hook. The less amount of your ball touching the ground, the less it's going to hook. That's just pure physics. However, and I stress this, however, most bowlers have no idea. But if you go to league, everybody will tell you, oh, that's just your flare lines. But why don't you start asking guys? You can start asking guys. What up, Scott? How you doing, boy?
What up, big dog? How you?
I'm good. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, man. Just cool and cool. Had a tough little tournament today, man. I went to bed. No excuses. It was on me. I just didn't throw it good. It be
Hey,
like that.
some days it is. You can't
Yeah,
always be on top of the world.
I had to wear it. So just try to stay positive though throughout the whole day. One
So
of
if
my
so, let me ask you this:
uh
what happened to make it not a great day?
uh couldn't really string strikes together. Um, but at the end of the day, I missed a couple of makeables, and that was on top of a couple of a bucket and a couple of splits. And when I couldn't string them together, it just put me behind the pack real early. And I try to stay positive. I had one of my good friends on my pair with me, so I'm not the type to try to keep everybody down. So definitely stay positive the whole way. He shot the lights out and came in second, so I was happy for him. But just couldn't really figure it out.
Start
Couple of
pressing, didn't
games,
you?
kind of, but not really. I'm the type to where yeah, I threw like third game. I threw probably first 6 frames, um, 9 counts, picked up all my spares, all single pins. Like I said, I'm the type that when I leave a single pin, I try to clap and give myself good body language and let me know, hey man, that's a good shot. Keep doing what you're doing, and pick up your spare. And just couldn't string them together. And it was a pretty easy shot, so scores were pretty high. It was on a neon pattern, so the scores were pretty high. So I was a realist. I was pretty much out of it after the first two games. So I just tried to really fight back, and shot a couple deuces after that. But just try to stay positive. I got clean, but like I said, a couple of splits on top of not stringing them together, and then I missed a couple of makeables early. That kind of put me behind the eight ball.
How far out of the cut line were you?
Oh, I was way out. This is my worst tournament by far this year.
Is it like King of the Hill?
Yeah, it was a King of the Hill tournament. That's exactly what it was. But it was a small turnout. It was the first time they were doing it, so it wasn't really a big field. But a lot of our big shooters in our house was there.
Where you
Um,
at?
in Virginia,
Okay, where at?
Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania area.
It's by where?
Spotsylvania, Fredericksburg. It's right down the street from DC. It's on 95.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's on the main stretch right there. It's Bolero, Fredericksburg. But yeah, we got some pretty good shooters in there. So it was a couple of 280s. I don't think nobody shot a 300 today. Somebody shot 299 today. He went high last ball. He wore it. He understood, but he almost got lucky. But it was a good game. So, but it was a good,
Yeah.
good turnout. I'm looking for another sports shot tournament to get into. I've been struggling in those, so I just starting to really understand short patterns, kind of where to play them, long patterns, kind of where to play them. So just really want to get a little bit of what you call it with that. But what I was saying with the track, I wish I had one of my bowling balls in here. But the flow,
Yes.
how it does with the flare rings.
Yes.
So what I was saying was like that. I was thinking that the track was the actual like way that the flow rings are going on the ball, like that area. I was thinking that's the track, like the motion of those flare rings, like that's the track of the bowling ball. That's what I was thinking.
So okay, so you're not wrong, but okay, so the flare lines, right? They are actually the track of the ball, but it's only the part of the ball that's actually touching the lane itself.
Okay, yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So now what you have to understand is how much of the ball. Now a small flare line, like you would get if you put something strong on a urethane, you
mm-hmm,
have that little bitty blotch, right? That's because the ball is not meant to hook a whole lot. And then when you get something that's going to hook a lot, the flare lines you've seen one that's like 6 inches.
yeah, yeah, big flat
That's
one.
because that's
Mhm.
all. That's how many times that all them lines, them little individual lines, is where your ball is actually reading the lane. That's how much of your ball is actually touching the lane.
Okay,
So
makes
that
sense.
that is a direct result of the behaviors of your bowling ball. I know it sounds crazy like that. Just only that's touching the ball, the lane. But that's the reality though, and most people
Hmm.
don't understand that.
Yeah,
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm a righty,
Thumb in or thumb out?
thumb in,
Okay,
traditional. Yeah.
traditional. And y'all got a lot of good bowling up in Virginia.
We got some pretty good shooters at our house. A lot of people, and I'm not the one for excuses, but a lot of people say our shot is a lot tougher than a lot of other shots in the area. I go bowl, but I'm kind of seeing it because I got a guy on my team that bowls on. We do a trios league, and he's carrying um 200 plus Woodbridge and Dale City, which is up the street from us, about 30, 45 minutes up the road. And I hear a lot of people that bowl at that bowling alley, and their averages are probably 15, 20 pins higher up there
Oh
than at
yeah.
our house. And so, it's a big difference. And I mean, he can roll it. But he's right now he's probably averaging like 178 in our league, which I'm not too mad about. We're in second place by 1 point, and I know once he gets it together, ooh wee, it's gonna be problems because he really cares about 190, 200. I'm like 198 right now. I've kind of figured it out. I figured out what kind of balls work for me um, up here. on that actual condition, because we have a couple of different shots. We have the house shot, and then everybody's kind of asking for the neon shot because it's a little bit more forgiving, and they're shooting a lot higher scores on that. So they're trying to change that shot to our typical house shot.
Man, see, that's the thing. Me personally, I don't really like bowling league. I don't like bowling a house shot, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I have to, because if I'm gonna bowl it on my boys, then I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you know, it's like it's like a sports shot. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like you said, you learn how to play on a short pattern outside. It's
Yep.
easy. Um,
And that's what I got to figure out. And once I understand that and get a little bit more practice on, we got a college guy that bowls here, and he gets them to put certain patterns down, so we can practice on. So
yep.
I've been trying to get with him. I don't be wanting to mess up his shot for practice and everything, for his practicing thing, burn up a line on him like that. But I've been trying to get with him
That's
and
actually
get a little
good for him.
practice on that. Yeah, yeah, it would be. So,
No, that's
to
actually
have
good for him.
somebody else on the lane with him. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get on with him. He does a lot of difficult patterns, and so just a way to get on there. And because, like I said, once I can figure out where I need to be on them lanes, and I can make a little bit of adjustments. Because my biggest thing right now is I'm really really working on a consistent release. I just feel like once my release is really, really, really consistent, then it'll make ball changes a lot easier, moves a lot easier, because I won't
Yeah.
have to worry about not throwing. Was that a bad release? I can't make a move off that shot. If I didn't hit my mark, didn't throw it like I need to. So that's my biggest thing I've been really, really, really working on. Just being consistent, posting my shot at the line, and just being able to repeat a shot. So that way, once I get lined up, it turns into a problem.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Two secrets. First
Yes,
secret is,
sir.
if you want to get your release better, you got to isolate it. To isolate your release or no step, isolate it. The reason why no step is because you'll be able to feel. You, a release is about feel. You should be able to feel if it's good. You should be able to feel if it's bad. You shouldn't have to think about it. You should be able to feel it. But how do
I
you
should
get
be
that?
thinking about my hand. You're right.
Right. But how do you get that feel? How do you get that comfort zone? How do you get that? By isolating it. That's it. You don't even have to be
Yeah.
at the bowling alley, bro. You only got to
Oh
be at the
yeah.
bowling alley.
I'll show you
Huh?
my basement. I got a heavy bag lined up right now with a couple of laid on my floor, a heavy bag laid on my floor with a couple of pieces of duct tape on it in my weight room where I do one step releases into
No,
it.
right, but I'm not telling you do one. I'm saying do zero.
Okay.
Getting your finished position, and you don't got to take 7 swings to let the ball go. And because the reality is that's not a realistic situation. Just really nice and easy. You don't have to do it hard or anything. Just nice, smooth and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Relax and come forward. Just let it go. That's how your body will learn how to execute that. Now, a lot of people be like, "Well, how many do I got to do?" I can't tell you because I don't know your body. You do.
Mm-hmm.
So your body will tell you. And then once you learn that, then you go back to your 1 step and then your 3 step, and then you're good to go. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The second thing I'm going to tell you is about sport shots, right? Whether your rev rate is 200 or 9,000. If you're smart, Rule 31, I know people swear by it, blah, blah, bliggity, blah. I'm telling you, if you want to be good on sport, all you got to do is move right to start. Get as far right with your feet as you can get. So that means if it means standing on 5 and playing up the one board, do it. And I'm not telling you that's where you're going to play every time you're out there, but that's where you start. If the ball don't make the pocket, move 5. The ball don't make the pocket throwing it up 5, move 5. It don't make the pocket moving up 10, move. It's going to tell you what you need to do. You,
Mm-hmm.
you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's going to tell you. And that's the easiest way to figure out where you need to be. It's simply just easy. It's the easiest way. That's the secret.
Oh yeah.
Because that Rule 31 stuff will have you messed up.
Yeah. I didn't really like the rule of 31 because the first time somebody kind of really introduced it to me, I was on 50-foot Badger. and the math wasn't mathing. 50 minus 31. I can't put that ball right there and hook it. Like it wasn't mathing. So I mean, I know I needed to play in the middle of the lane, but that just the math wasn't mathing, and so I was like, I gotta find a different way. So I've been trying to pick the college kids brain a lot.
Well, what
I'm
they would
very
do is most college kids will play 20 to 16, 2017 on Badger.
hmm
Not me. I'm not. I'm piping that baby up 1, 2, 3.
okay.
But then again, my rev rate is also really high.
hmm
So I'm creating friction on my own. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Give me 1 second. Let me read some of this off. Keon thought the flare lines was the ball rotation. It is the ball rotation, but it's just a piece of it. Let's see. I put that down there. Keon was good. Well, I'm here to learn to get questions answered. That's good, Keon. I'm glad you do. Let's see. Took me a lot of videos when I came back to bowling to skip flip consequences, smooth angular shapes, weak flare lines. So much information nowadays. Oh, it is. Um, if the ball is striking, does it matter if the ball tracked through the oil? No, but I'm gonna tell you a secret. If your ball ain't tracking through the oil, you ain't striking. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be striking. Here's the reason why you're not, because it's going to burn up. If your ball that you're using isn't going through any oil, you ain't striking because it ain't gonna have any energy. You're gonna burn up all the energy. Let's see. PHO not good through the fingers. Layout is wrong. Let's see. All right. So this is Too Tall talking to you, Scott. I don't know if you can see that or not.
hmm
He said he's definitely enjoying the sports shop practice PHO. If you get someone that you can uh, connect up with and work on figuring it out to bowl patterns, it definitely recommend it. That's true. But I just told you the secret of secrets. Start right, work your way left.
hmm
Too Tall just sent you a message on Discord. That's exactly what's great about sports shop practice. Try some straighter lines and different equipment. It's true. That's very true. Too Tall, no, because Too Tall got ready for open championships and I was walking him through it. And it always remains to be true. Straighter is always greater, but here's the deal. By moving inwards from the right, you'll figure it out. Like for example, have you figured out yet, Scott, that on 90% of sports shots, all the oils outside of five to the gutter?
hmm
So have you figured out yet that on most sports shots, you don't move left, you want to move right because that's where
Right.
the volume is?
Yeah. I've been working on it. hmm
Yeah, it's all a challenge, you know what I mean? But you can't be scared. Like I know guys that refuse to roll the ball at five, up
Oh
three, four,
no.
five. They
Oh
refuse.
no.
You know why they refuse?
Uncomfortable.
Because they don't want to throw it in the gutter. I'm like, man, who cares? It's coming back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, it's like they so scared. It's like, oh no, if I throw it in the gutters, they're gonna keep it. Like that ain't how it works. It's not. But so do you use certain equipment for house and certain equipment for all for a sport or all the same?
I've been trying to build a little tournament arsenal. As far as my house shot it up here and everything, I just kind of go through everything that's kind of in the bag. But depending on what's going on, like I said, I kind of figure out what's working on certain patterns. But as far as my what I take to tournaments, I think I have a pretty well put together bag for a lot of conditions that I might see. I have an Ion Max Solid. I have an Ion Max Pearl. I have a Bionic. Um, I have a Phase Two Solid. I have a Max Thrill Pearl, a Gremlin, and a reverb, ebonite reverb.
Yeah, you got a real decent bag. You got it stacked pretty well too. That's
Yeah,
not bad at all.
I try to do a lot of my research. Watch a lot of your videos. I watch a lot of hype videos, and I like to watch people who not really just throw it by themselves, but compare it to other balls. So that way, if I have one of those balls, it kind of helps me see how that would kind of fit with the bag. I like to really listen during the ball review videos when they talk about how this ball might work with their other balls and things like that. So try to have something diverse because a lot of people it gets kind of confusing when people be like, balls don't work. Well, I mean, if all your balls work on the same condition, then what are you gonna do when you get in trouble? Like your balls aren't supposed to work all at the same time. And so, like I fell in love and like my gremlin just wasn't working on a certain house shot, but I just understood that okay, it's at a surface where this might be helpful, at a tournament. So instead
Right.
of me trying to make this surface work for this house shot, I have other stuff that's going to work for this house shot. Let me leave this the way it is, and I'll see how it compares to my other balls. And then when I get into a tournament, I might need it, and and we can see what it works on a different, pattern because whatever's working on this pattern, if it's probably not going to work on a tougher pattern, or it might not work on a tougher pattern, and I'm going to need a different ball reaction. And if I got everything working on a certain pattern, it's not going to be conducive. So, that's the kind of way I work it, with my stuff. So hopefully when I go through equipment, it'll fit because I have it to where, a lot of things aren't going to look the same, except kind of like it's kind of crazy. My Ion Max Pearl and my Bionic kind of cover the same amount of boards, but I know they get to the pocket differently.
Yeah.
So
Shape is
if
different.
yeah, so if I'm leaving certain counts, I know I can go to the other one. But other equipment is
Do
covering
you know
different
why? Do
boards.
you know why they're different?
Um, that Ion Max Pearl, I don't know. It's supposed to be late, but it's early. It's a nice round shape.
It's not supposed to be late, bro.
I mean, I would just think pearls are supposed to be late, but
There
that
is
one's a
nothing late
early.
about. Listen,
It's not.
there is
It's
nothing late about
not.
248 RG. There is nothing late about that. Okay.
Yeah. I
There
was
is
just thinking
nothing.
about I was just thinking about, pearl cover stocks, they're supposed to float down the lane. But with my with my because I'm a lot more speed dominant, I kind of need something that's gonna pick up earlier in most situations. And so it really works out for me. And I don't know, my bionic, I don't know. Because I'm not really good. Like my eye on it is not that great with the actual shape. So I just know that they get to the pocket differently, and I can see a little bit different on the back end. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I hear what you're saying in the videos, and I promise you, I can't see what you see, and I trust what you're saying. But I
It's
do know
easy.
they get to the pocket differently.
But yeah, the reason why though is because one is symmetrical and the other one's is an asymmetric.
Asymmetric.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so the Ion Max Pearl is sharper.
Mm-hmm.
That angle's sharper. That Bionic is slower and roundier. It's more slow and chuggy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was meant to be like that. Like it's supposed to be the Ion Max's counterpart. The Ion
Oh
Max
yeah.
Pearl, sorry, the Pearl's counterpart. So
Mm-hmm.
if the Pearl is too sharp, then that would be just perfect. And that's
And
probably what you get too.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. So when I get into the transition, if I pick the wrong one, which it's not a big difference. It's not like I'm throwing splits with one, but I see that one of them is leaving that 10 pin. All right, let me just go to the other one. That way I got to move my feet, throw it the same way, and then boom, I
Yeah.
start flushing. And I understand at that point. And then when I want to get a little bit further left, just understand what I got to do. But usually I ball down when I'm in a when I'm trying to when I'm not trying to improve my game and I'm trying to, con- uh,
Right.
tournament or something like that where I'm, trying to put up real high scores, usually I'll ball down instead of moving, a lot of boards left because I'll be in a rhythm. But that's kind of way I have my bag set up too, to be able to, when lanes start burning up, I can just ball down a little bit, maybe move right aboard depending on the ball, but I can kind of stay in my same swing. So
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Setting it up the way you like it. That's how it works. But you're supposed to do it on a sport too. Set it up the way you like it.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? That way you're chasing what you want to chase. But
and I just
understand
think I, and I just think I just need more experience on. Like I said, I just been bowling a year. Picked it up last year in May, and this is my first year in it. So just I'm very competitive. So this year and here recently, the summer I feel like it's the off season. I got a summer pass, 2 games a week. I've been trying to sub 5 or 6 days a week. I always get me 1 or 2 games in before I sub and things like that. Been having a little growing pain these last 2 3 weeks, so I've been slowly trying to shut it down a little bit, but having to shut it down more and more so I can get back in there. So I'm almost back to 100%.
Rebs, I'm gonna kick your butt. You said Rebs said, "I'm back on. Please redo the last hour." So listen, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Yes, sir.
Summertime is harder. Summertime is harder to bowl than the fall. The humidity and all those things dissipate the oil, so the lanes are different. You also know that bowling at one end of your house is different than the other end, right?
And we got a 50 lane house. We got a big house.
Yeah, so they're different. So the middle is different than the than both the other ends, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like balls that'll work up here won't necessarily work down here, and that's even in my house. My house is only 32 lanes, but what works on the high end is not going to work on the low end. Like lanes one and
Mhm.
two and lanes 29 and 30, completely different. Not even the same. The
Completely.
topography is so different.
Yeah. And that's why I got to start tracking. I created a little tracking sheet as far as that I did for my personal use when I was really trying to figure out what balls would work on what conditions and things like that. So I write the lane name, the lane number I'd be on, what ball I would use, where I was playing, when I would switch, what was the results, how many strikes I had, what was my spares, things like that. Really tracking it, slowing it down, and that kind of helped me out, which is really understanding a lot faster, what balls worked in certain situations and, transition and things like that. Like, oh, don't need to go to that. I did some things, crazy things in there too, as far as
Yeah.
sometimes going to my Ion Max solid game three, which is not recommended, but I wanted to see, where it played at and things like that.
What? Wait,
Just
wait, wait, wait,
playing
back up.
around.
Why is that not recommended?
I mean, I don't know, just so a lot of people like to say solids early and things like that, but I'm not the type to just go by and listen. I want to see things for myself. So
Says who though?
I'm not, just that's just kind of what I've been seeing is, as far as what people do start off with the solids, because of the amount of oil depending on you have at your house and things like that.
Because
And then you kind of go to the pearl once it breaks down, or your hybrid once it breaks down and things like that.
see, that's where a lot of people make mistakes. And I'm just being honest with you. That's where a lot of people make mistakes, bro. Here's why I say that. Because when you're on a house shot, you can start with a pearl if you're going to start righter because there's drier lanes to your right. The
Hmm.
boards are dry, right?
Hmm.
Now, when you have to get deeper, you can actually ball up because then it's going to track through the oil. And when it stores that energy and gets outside, it's going to roll back to the pocket. So you can go to a bigger ball later. Absolutely, man. You can actually do that and have a ton of success. Even me with my big rubber, I'll throw a big ball late. I don't have no objection to that. Matter of
Hmm.
fact, that hammer, what you call it? Oh, I'll throw that in a minute. Magic Gem, Venom Shock, all of them. Oh, there's no ball I won't throw.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people have fear about moving left. I don't have that fear. If I gotta throw the gutter, then that's what I gotta do. I don't have that. The only issue I got is in league. I don't want to do all that work. I'm lazy. I know it sounds bad, don't it?
Nah,
So
not really.
I'm there to
Get
have
comfortable
fun,
out there.
man.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too. Like I said, we play a lot of little fun games during league. Have a good little time. Like I said, we
Yeah,
got
we
the
do
losers
too.
chains.
We do too, man. We be playing cards. It'd be funny. Drew be cheating. Doug be cheating. They don't really cheat, but that's me. I be telling them since I don't win all the time. I do. I be like, you cheating. We
Yeah,
be
I feel
laughing,
they was.
man.
I was told they was cheating me the other night. I got 10 cards, and the best I got, I didn't even get a pair. I was so heartbroken. I'm like, I don't even want to play poker with y'all no more. It's
See,
like,
we only allowed to have 5 cards in our hand.
oh no, we only had five. I only had five in my hand. I'm just saying,
Okay.
I
Oh, you
got
got 10
10
cards.
total. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
even burning back, and it was like, what you got at the end of the game? I'm like, man, just burn this. Like, let's get
Yeah,
to
I'm
the next.
telling you, man. We get 2 for a strike, 1 for a spare, and we play with 2 decks, so that's what makes it funny. And we got jokers in it too. It'd be hilarious, man.
Do y'all play like I don't know what the name of it called. I guess they call it quarters. What
No,
they
they
do?
do that on Tuesdays, but no, we don't do that.
Okay, as far as with the strikes
Yeah.
per frame and getting hung and stuff. Yeah, so
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen.
you ain't never seen our live?
I've tuned in once or twice.
Yeah, you get stuck. You got to go in front of the camera and be like this, and we all gonna come around you and talk smack. Oh, it'd be funny, man. I think everybody wants me and Drew to mic up, but I'm telling you, if they do, they're gonna kick us off of YouTube. I'm not kidding. They're gonna kick us out of YouTube. I mean, it'll be much watched TV, but it'll be look. There it is. We got
We
action.
got it.
That's what happened. So if the first guy get a strike and the second guy get a strike, then we yell it out. Oh, we got action, and then it's on now. There's nothing worse in the world than getting stuck, man. That's that's my only goal this year. I refuse to get stuck.
Well, my team last week, we went front five as a team.
We play quarters harbor with a catch. Throw a golf ball that $1 no matter what. Sorry, throw a gutter ball. That's $1 no matter what. So how does quarters work? I don't even know how that works. Maybe we should play it too, but I don't know how it worked though.
So the way we do quarters is so let's say for instance, it's four of us on the team. Let's say you, me, Too Tall, and Tayshawn.
Okay.
And let's say you strike in the first frame and I strike in the first frame. Now, and we all put quarters in at the beginning of the first frame. Now, since two people struck, it's an automatic push to the next frame. So the next frame, me, you, and Tayshawn strike. Okay, all three of us struck. At least two people struck. It pushes to the next frame. Third frame, you're the only one that strikes. Nobody else strikes. You get all the quarters, and then we put quarters in for the next frame. So it's kind of like the opposite of being stuck. The person who is the only one that strikes get the quarters, and once one person strikes, it only takes one other person to strike on the team to push it to the next frame. That's the way we
So
play
so basically, what you trying to tell me is you trying to get me to give them all my money.
it.
Do you not
Nah,
know
you
who I bowl with? Do you not know who I
it, get,
bowl with?
it gets tricky out there, coach.
Wait, what? Time out. Have you not? Do you not know who I bowl with?
I be seeing them scores.
I bowl, I bowl with Drew. I bowl with Doug. I bowl with Tayshawn. Do you not know who I bowl with? I bowl with Jordy. Are you kidding me right now?
Hey, got a strike.
No kidding. Or you gonna leave with? Listen, you know what? I would like to play just to watch them fools leave with a with a pocket full of
The full
change.
quarters, yeah. Yeah, the way the guys do it in our league, they just keep their quarters in their bag. So they don't have to keep doing
No,
it and
I can't
everything
do
like
that because
that.
then the bag way too much. Yeah, nah. You better bring some good things that fold. Hey, we're gonna have to play dollars. That's what we have to play dollars, not quarters, dollars.
Ooh.
For a 5-man team, 3 through a strike, one person does not, they pay. Oh wow, did you see what Steve said? So if the third person, so if it's a 5-man team and 3 throw is so if 4 throw a strike and one don't, that person gotta pay.
Mm.
I ain't gonna say who's gonna lead the team and getting struck, but it ain't gonna be coach. Wow, Too Tall. Did you just say that for real? Hey, Too Tall, you gonna make me show up in both for real this fall. You gonna make me have to show myself. Really?
Uh-oh.
That's what you gonna do. You gonna make me show up and try. I'm a message. You know what? I'm messaging Drew right now. Hey, they doubt me on Wednesday nights on the channel. I'm gonna have to come out there and give you the business.
Uh oh.
Look, I sent it too. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna have to give him. I'm gonna have to give him the work. See, y'all see what y'all did to Drew? Drew gonna be mad at all y'all. He gonna be mad. Like, what happened? Hey, Steve, he gonna be ready to beat on you. He gonna be like, yo, wait, Steve got me. See, I'm. What happened to Drew? Steve.
All right,
Wait.
Coach. Well, it was a pleasure, man.
Oh yeah, it was a pleasure.
Back
I'm
in
getting
on
off
here
too.
again. I'm gonna get off here. Hey, community, appreciate it. Loved everything I learned. I'm gonna be
Hey man.
tapping in Friday too.
Hey man, you welcome back anytime. You can jump on live anytime, man.
Appreciate it, big dog. You have a good one.
Oh, you
Thank
too.
you.
And Steve said, and in cards, if one frame everyone strikes, that frame is now a wild card. No, we ain't doing that. We do that too much. We ain't doing that wild cards though. We already got 4 jokers in the deck. I'm trying to help you not leave with turnout in your pocket. Cause listen, you know what? I'm telling you, y'all gonna get Drew busted. See, I'm not playing no more. You know what? Who we got? Pay up, sucker. Yo, listen, Drew gonna, you know, we be all right. Hey, listen, if y'all in Cali and you want a ball bid, y'all can have Two Top plug your stuff for you. I mean, because I don't want to do it. No jokers. Best five card. Well, we do best five card, but we leave the jokers in. We make it interesting. It's more fun with the jokers. Y'all gonna make me show up. I might only show up for the first 3 weeks, but after but I'm gonna try. I get bored. I do. I get bored, but I'm gonna show up though. I am. I'm gonna show up. I need to beat on some people. But with that being said, though, I was alive long enough. I'm gonna get off. I need to eat something still. Your boy got to work tomorrow. So with that being said, guys, thanks everybody for tuning in. Scott, again, thank you for jumping in. I appreciate you, and I hope everybody learned something tonight. I'm Coach C. This is Bad Bad Bowling. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all make this great. Make sure y'all jump in the Discord. Make sure y'all bid on a ball. Yes, they got holes in them. Yes, you're getting it at such a bargain that it shouldn't even matter. But with that being said, peace, love, happiness, and all that other stuff. Later, guys.